What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Sly.
And I'm Cartier the Dawn. And we want to encourage you guys to listen to The Melting Pot,
where we will release new episodes every Sunday discussing today's most hottest and controversial topics, stirring up all things popular culture.
And you know what they say, if you can't stand the heat,
get out of the kitchen. Brought to you by The Melting Pot.
Tell y'all, the melting pot is where you go to get the motherfucking tea, okay?
I'm not a good marrying person. I always thought if I was married, I'd be closer to normal. But as it turns out, I'm just not normal, and it's something I've come to accept. I went to live with a very nice guy. I liked him, and he liked me, and he said, let's get married. And I thought, well, yeah, that's probably a good idea. I thought that if I structured a life that way, I would feel more like everyone else. And it was good, but it wasn't for me. But I got this very strange and wonderful child out of it. I don't mind being on my own. If I want company, I can find company. If whatever else I need, it's there. But I'm okay on my path. I like my path. I like not having to explain myself constantly. And you have to, you have to give and take in a relationship. And, I don't really got much to give these days.
Hey, Sous Chef, so welcome back to another installment here at The Melting Pot. I'm your host, Sly.
I'm Cartier the Dawn.
What we got on the hot seat today, Cartier?
What we have on the hot seat today, I don't know how to explain it, but it's why marriage ain't for me. I came up with a new term. I went to Whoopi Goldberg-ing. I'm going to Whoopi life. Yeah, Whoopi. I'm going to Whoopi.
I'm a little slow. I'm a little behind the times. So break that down to me. What is I'm a Whoopi? What's the Whoopi Goldberg term?
Yeah, so Whoopi Goldberg-ing is a term that I came up after watching her, basically, she don't really want a relationship. And based on what I've seen in the last few months off my social media timeline and what I have gathered from people around me, I don't want the typical get married, get a house, white picket fence life. I don't really want that because of what I've just lately, the last few months, it's been people are getting married, but they're getting married for the wrong reasons, or people are married and they're not happy in their marriage. And I get, marriage comes with its ups and its downs, but it's just like sucks because I feel like, society makes it feel like, oh, you just gotta get married. You just, it's just the American dream or the way of life. It's just, you have to be married. And I just feel like I don't have to do nothing. I know somebody who recently got married. They got married for the wrong reasons. And now they're struggling. I know somebody who got married as a beard. He's really on the DL. And so his little wife is just his cover up. And then I know a girl who got married and she's cheating on her husband. So it's kind of like marriage just comes with so many secrets. You feel like now that you're married, it's better to be out in the world. And I'm not mentally stable to be cheated on or, guessing if I'm getting cheated on because I'm going to shoot you and your mama. I'm just not really in that place. And then it's not even about cheating. It's not even about cheating. You not know who cheaters in their marriage. It's not even about that. It's just marriage is a lot of work. And based on what I've been told from my previous relationships, I'm not really the relationship type, because I'm not really the give and take kind of guy. I don't really want to compromise. A lot of stuff has been given to me, so therefore I don't really know how to share. So it's just like, am I making sense?
Yeah, you make sense. For me, I guess kind of piggybacking off of what you said, like you said that, okay, society expects, people to get married, blah, 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 have that, American dream, white picket fence, lifestyle. And you said that you don't want it, but my thing is I do want it, but I come to terms in my life, just looking and, digging deep and just, that self-awareness, like, hey, I don't quite think that's how my life is going to go, especially right now. And then I start to bring in those factors that you said, just people around me who are either divorced or trying to fix their marriage, they're having problems, or they got married too fast. And it's just like, bro, y'all barely even dated. Y'all just kind of like jumped the room and hopped into, marriage. So it's kind of like, I feel that. But I mean, I would be lying if I say I didn't want to do it in, that typical order of, meet somebody, date for a short period of time, well, short to medium period of time, get married, move in, get the kids, get the pets and, have the career and, grow old type thing. But kind of like tying it back to Whoopi, I know that she was married 3 times and I didn't know that. Like, also didn't know she had a kid, y'all. Like, literally, Cartier had to tell me that. Cause like, it's just like, when I think of Whoopi,
y'all think of lesbian. Y'all think of lesbian. When y'all think of my girl.
Yeah, definitely thought she was, playing for the other side. But, and I mean, still kind of on that waiver. Maybe that's why the marriages ain't working out. Cause you're married to grown sex. But hey, anyway. So, but no, for real, all jokes aside though, I do admire that about her because it's just like, she is a point in her life where she realized that, marriage is just not right for her. And that's okay because I don't think people talk about that enough, that marriage isn't for everybody and marriage doesn't have to look one particular way. Or you don't have to get married at all, just skip that whole phase in life or whatever, or step in life, I should say.
And I think what makes it so bad is, we're from the South. So, in the South, that's just a thing. The boy, when you get older, you're going to go take her hand and you're going to marry her, da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, that's just not everybody wants to be married. Now, at one point, I could see myself, and I'm young, so my views may change later on in life. I feel like marriage complicates things sometimes because you can have a great relationship, and then once you put on paper and you move in with somebody, it just hits the fan, because you don't really know somebody until you live with them, like
that's true.
Just like me and you, we're in a platonic relationship, and I think I know you, but then again, we spent time in the hotel room, and we're polar opposites. I like to be warm, you like to be cold, and we damn near for 3 days. I really want to knock your head off because it was too damn cold for me, and so it's like, thank God, after those 3 days, you get to go to your house, I get to go to mine, and we get to sleep in our respective places. But if I were to get married, then we have to compromise on the temperature. And that's just something I'm not willing to settle on. I don't sleep in the cold. And then it's like, once you get under the roof, somebody was at work and they was talking about, how the pandemic, her and her husband also working with us. That's a crazy story. I can tell you about that later. They think we're the same guy, but her and her husband, they've been under the same roof more because of the pandemic. And so you get to arguing over stupid stuff like where the damn Fire Stick remote, knowing that Fire Stick remote locks up on his own. And it's just like, it just complicates things. When you can just have a companion and you don't have to put no paper on it. It is what it is. You're exclusive. But then again, I guess people want, that security or that exclusivity. But it's not, if you and your person are genuine, I don't really feel like you have to have a whole big ceremony or courthouse thing and have a piece of paper to tell you what y'all are. You feel what I'm saying? Like the only thing that really does to me is like, okay, well, if one died, then you could keep all the shit. But that's just my views on it. Of course, I'm no marriageologist. Of course, there's always those people that feel like, well, it's deeper than that, and that might be true. However, I just feel like marriage is not for everybody, or even the whole we're taking this route of life. Everybody feels like is the I want the marriage, I want the house, I want the kids. Why can't I do things my own way? Why can't I build a career and then pop out with a kid and then maybe get married? Why do I have to take these certain steps? Why is there so many variables of life for it to not have come with a handbook? And then another thing, while I'm speaking on the work thing, not everybody looks at life the same. Like for me to work where I work with a lot of women, and they talk a lot, and I see why they're all single, because it's like their views are different. Like one girl, she's like, well, my daddy told me, she's way older than us. And she was like, well, so her views are different. But she was like, well, my daddy told me that the man pays for everything. If he don't pay for everything, then we don't need to be together. And so that kind of, to me, honestly, that kind of worked in, the 1950s when you didn't have a job, you stayed at home and you cook and you kept up the house. But if I'm going to pay for everything, there's no way in the world why you're going to have a full job like I got and I can get a hot meal. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, what are you really bringing to the table? And that's another thing. People want to get married, but they're not really bringing enough to the table for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she basically wants her husband to bring the table. But, I mean, yes, she got a job, but, I mean, there's some more things you have to bring to the table. If I'm making sense. And I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense to somebody that really understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I get you.
Because I know what I'm trying to say and it's making sense to me. But, there's always people like, well, I didn't agree with Cartier's point. Well, Cartier is not for you to agree with, but Cartier wants to agree to the person that agrees with him. But hey, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody feels what they want to feel about this topic. But then it's like one lady, she was like, it should be a 50-50. That's always an argument, 50-50, or the man does everything, or he ain't a real man if he asks you to pay for bills, da-da-da-da. But then it's like, those values that y'all were taught were kind of different. When bills wasn't $3,000 every time you cut the water on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of think we need to acknowledge a lot of the times. And I think, with our generation, we think, okay, yeah, the girls are taught, okay, don't settle for no average Joe or no street, no street nigga who don't provide or whatever, right? Guys, you're looking for a motherly figure, someone who's going to be, down for you in the long run. Someone who's independent, but can still do those traditional, I guess, woman roles or whatever, which I don't even like saying that, but y'all get what I'm trying to say, right? So I think that we all can say that we want that 50-50 or it should be 50-50, but it's different between saying it and actually putting it into effect. And then I want to add on top of that is the fact that y'all in a relationship, the first 3 years, oh yeah, it's a lot of 50-50 going around. But as time progresses, and this goes into marriage now, when you're talking marriage, you're married for like 15 plus years, a lifetime. So, you look at people who've been married 20 something years. Yeah, they was all about that 50-50 concept too in the beginning, but it's like, at some point that starts wavering, you know what I'm saying? Because you get comfortable. Being comfortable is a dangerous place in a relationship. Let's think about our favorite show, or one of our favorite shows, Insecure. You got the Issa and Lawrence taking it back to season 1. Lawrence was bumming it, slumming it, not doing what he was supposed to be doing, you know what I'm saying? And Issa didn't want to wait around for it, you know what I'm saying? Got tired of trying to hold him up. So, that 50-50 that they probably had going into the relationship, it diminished. You know what I'm saying? And like scenarios like that show happen in everyday life all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, with that being said, honestly, See, you can't really call Lawrence a bum because he was working on something. It just wasn't, the payoff wasn't like having a 9 to 5, and then eventually just didn't work out, so he had to go to Best Buy or something. But that's not the point.
Yeah.
It's a difference between, because he had something, but it just did not pay off like he wanted. And that's a problem that I have, and I hate to say it. A lot of females want a dude that have it, but they don't want to be with the dude trying to get to where they are. And so it's like they just cut them off because they're like, oh, well, I'm buying this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. And it's like, if you want to be with a dude that have it, you got to be with him when he's trying to get there. He's trying to hustle. But then you wonder why he gets this little Instagram chick because you didn't hold him down. But you mentioned the word being comfortable. That's another problem that I have. It's like when you first get a relationship, you do everything. You putting out all the stuff. Your sex is amazing. Your conversation on the phone is amazing. You are just, you become the one. You become the one. And then like once you get married, you feel like you don't have to put in that work. And then the sex become mediocre, which is why a whole lot of infidelity goes around, because it's kind of like that. And people just feel like, oh, it's just boring to sleep with one person, but whatever, with all this stuff going around. And then you have, it gets boring and it gets stale because it's just like you're comfortable. Like now you wake up, you used to go to bed with lingerie and, your good pajamas. Now you wake up, you got an old ratty house coat and a t-shirt with holes in it and mustard stains. And, I'm pretty sure on your sleeve is an inframeal stain from 3 kids ago. But I get it. Life happens. When you get married, you settle down, you have kids, you go to work, you do got holes with pajamas in it. And, when you're single, you can't afford to have underwear with holes in it. Because then people are like, you're a bum. Like, right now, none of my underwear got holes in it. But I'm pretty sure if I were to settle down, hey, that little agitator in the wash machine gets old and underwear is snagged, and it is what it is. Like, I don't have to go and buy new underwear. So it's just like that, being comfortable. And it's like, I get you do want to be comfortable with somebody and you want to be with somebody that you can wear holy underwear with. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know. I just don't know. And
I mean, in a marriage, I feel like you can get comfortable, but you can't get too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for both males and females. Like, because, like, okay, this corny little underwear theme you got going on. So you wearing granny panties all the time. That's just not sexy to, your mans or whatever no more. So it's just like, you still got to try, but you should be able to wear granny panties if you feel like, sometimes, but not all the time. And, as for guys, bring your woman some flowers sometime. It don't got to be no anniversary or no birthday and no special occasion. Just like, boom, just a nice gesture. Bring some flowers or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it goes into comfortableness. It goes into effort. It goes into, just trying to keep things kind of fresh. It's a lot of hard work, but like kind of going back to what Whoopi was saying, that, she felt like she was to blame, for the demise of her 3 marriages. And I feel like that's kind of admirable. Like, that's real admirable, because like, I feel like you have to tap into a new level of yourself. And a lot of people probably don't know or are unaware if they can even tap to that level of being like, hey, what was the problem? Why is this not working out for me? And how can I make myself happier? You know what I'm saying? Like, so marriage isn't the thing that makes her happy. You know what I'm saying? She feels most free without putting a title on it. And I feel like, that's admirable. I feel like that's hella to 2021. Like, come on now. Like, who really need titles anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody a little bit of this, everybody a little bit of that. Everybody do this from time to time. Everybody do that from time to time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know. It takes a different level. And
everybody a this and a that.
I said everybody does a little something of this and somebody does a little bit of that. That's what I said.
It's late, but I didn't know.
I know what I said. You was late because you didn't hear right. But But yeah, it's just a sense of freedom. Like you can still love men and love women, but you don't have to be traditionally tied down and, slap a marriage title, sign some documents. It doesn't have to be that way.
Right. And it's just not about just marriage, it's relationship in general. Because I just feel like, my timeline is getting married and having kids right now. We're becoming that age group. One of my friends was telling me how they was seeing somebody and they was exclusively sleeping with that person. However, because they didn't have a title and it was, they were just kicking it or whatever, they were still entertaining other people. However, they're like, yeah, I'm entertaining other people, but I'm sleeping with you. And I told you from the jump that, I'm the relationship type, but you don't want to give me the relationship. So basically, it's called playing the field. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of times people feel like they just get in a relationship and they try to make it work with that one person and they do a lot of settling. And I'm just not the settling type. Like, I feel like if I'm going to...
Settling how? What do you clarify?
Okay, like, they take that one person for the end all be all, So
you saying you're not a monogamous person? Is that what you're saying?
In so many words, sure. I mean, I'm not saying I'm into like a whole bunch of help me out. It's late.
Polygamy.
I'm not saying I need some sister wives or something, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like in this moment of my life, I just don't want no tie down, but I wouldn't mind having somebody be exclusive with. I don't know. I think I'm okay. So like, let me get my thoughts clear so I can be clear on what I want.
I feel like I know what you want. Okay, so like you want a partner, like a life partner, which is different from a wife, husband. It can be the same, but in your sense, your fallback person. Is that what you're trying to say? Like
person from Grey's Anatomy, my person. But yeah, like I just that person. However, like maybe I want some aspects of Whoopi because I was like, I said I didn't. Because basically, if I say I want to be like Whoopi, that means I can't have nobody. She just wants to be by herself.
I don't feel like I want to be Whoopi, but I feel like right now, as a current, I am Whoopi. Because I'm not open to sharing myself. Like I'm such a loner. I've gotten so good at being by myself and being independent that I don't really know how to function for real in like a relationship. Like I don't know. Something as simple as checking in on somebody. It's just like,
oh yeah, you don't do that at all.
Yeah, it's like and it's not against people. Like it's just I don't know. I don't think I really know how to for real. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, so I check up on you, but it's whatever.
No, which do you? Because I don't think you do.
Listen, if it wasn't for me reaching out, we wouldn't be talking every day.
Some of the closest people in my life I don't talk to every day, but I still consider them close,
Anyway, I mean, just do a little recap. We discovered that Sly doesn't check up on people. She's used to being alone. And Cartier wants to, have aspects of Whoopi. Have a life partner without getting married and sign my name on the dotted line and it just going south.
My takeaway is I learned a new term today. I learned the term Whoopi Goldberg-ing or whoopied. I also learned that, the constitution of marriage is
not for everyone.
Flexible. It's not for everybody. It's each and everyone's own interpretation. And I also learned that Cartier basically wants to be a whore in these streets. So yeah.
Hold on. Not one time have I said I want to have fun, get freaky. I didn't say that at all.
You said that one person was not enough for you, which I don't know. Maybe that's your 20s talking, but
maybe it's being late to all get on.
I was about to say because one person is quite all right with me.
I just hope I was able to express my thoughts on let people know like. You don't have to get married. Hopefully there's somebody that's listening about to get married and not sure. Like, ask yourself these questions. Can you see yourself with them in 20 years? Can you see yourself in 30 years? Am I really, 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 truly in love? Or am I just lonely? Because a lot of people I feel like they just be lonely. Like I said, they settle. They take for who's ever here and they run with it. And I know that to be true because it was somebody that was dealing with somebody close to me. 2 days later, they pop up on Facebook married to somebody else who had a kid. So because the person that was close to me didn't want to deal with you, all of a sudden you getting married. And it's just like, I just feel like it's a whole lot of settling, and I just don't want that. Like, and I'm definitely not gonna settle with nobody.
Yeah, never want to settle.
God,
and that go for anything in life.
Yeah, really
not even just relationships.
Like, that's just not my thing.
Yeah, never settle.
Marriage is cool. I do want people to understand that I do respect people's institutions of marriage. You know, if you are married, I'm not taking a dig at you. I am taking a dig at people that are married and they're married for the wrong reasons. I'm taking a dig at people that are married and they're unhappy and they're still sitting in that marriage. I am taking a dig at people that are married or getting married, but they don't really know each other. They're not equally yoked. They're not really companions for real. They just, but the sex is what gets them going. Like, they feel like that's love. Like, I feel like a lot of people get in these relationships and they get in these marriages and they forget one thing. They forget that in order to love somebody else, you got to fully love yourself. They go from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship, but they never take the time to actually find themselves. And then they wonder why all the relationships fail, because you don't love yourself. And so it's kind of like, if you don't love yourself, then you're not really always going to be open to receiving love from others. And like, sometimes it's okay to be alone. Sometimes it's okay to be Whoopi. You know,
it is.
It's okay to be Whoopi. It's okay. It's okay. I promise. But some of y'all just feel like, oh, it's so lonely. Oh, who I'm going to spend Valentine's Day with? If you don't get you a good bottle of wine, watch you a movie, grab you some sushi,
and light a Lux Creek candle and go about your evening. I know that's right.
Oh, Lux Creek. I heard they make some bomb candles.
Mm-hmm. Girl, I got one right now. It smells so good.
Yeah, so like, y'all just want these social media relationships, and then y'all relationships are trash in person. Like,
so I feel like another thing is with social media, like, it plays a part, you know, in the world and in people's lives, like every other aspect, right? So I feel like, okay, if you see, you know, one couple on Instagram do something and you're like, okay, I'm gonna apply this, take that, apply it to my relationship. That's cool sometimes, but that doesn't always work. Like, that worked for them. That don't necessarily mean it's gonna work for you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's another thing, because you take these high expectations, because on social media, you're only posting the good parts of your life anyway. The parts that make you think, that make it look like, oh, you doing stuff, you really that bitch, like you popping, like your life is, you know, your life is cool, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, I'm getting everything that I want, getting everything I manifest, you know, I got the baddest clothes, baddest wardrobe, baddest man, baddest girls, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, okay, you know, they do the sweet things. I seen a video where this dude, it was like a date. You know, he went all out on this date. So he bought plane tickets, took his wife or girlfriend, don't really remember, but took his person to New York, rented out a whole restaurant, bought her a Gucci purse. She got some little elegant dress, shoes. He paid for her to get her hair done, And you could tell that they were kind of regular people. Like, they weren't celebrities or anything like that. But like, you know, they probably got good jobs. You know what I'm saying? He probably been saving up for this. But some people just see that, get envious and be like, well, why don't you never do this? Why can't we do something like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you don't try, you know, it's just like, you can't take everything you see and try to apply it to what, you know, you got going on. Like, yeah, you can have a good thing going on, basically, don't jeopardize it by trying to keep up with what you see on social media, basically. But I also kind of want to bring a little quick scenario to the discussion, to the pot. You know what I'm saying? So, okay.
Hold on. It ain't one of those where I gotta guess who did it.
No, Cartier. Like, even though my last little brain teaser was amazing, you were just being difficult. It's
but
okay.
If you have not listened to that one, then you should go listen to it on What's Wrong with Society Part 1.
Definitely. Check it out. But now, this is a different scenario, and it's pertaining to, this whole relationship, marriage, topic we got going on. So check this out. A man is dating two ladies at one time. You got Amanda and you got Brenda. He told Amanda there's Brenda, but told Brenda she's the only one he's dating. So the question is, who does he love the most?
All right, so the Quante got Keisha and Asia. He told Asia he's only Keisha. He told Keisha is nobody. Who he loved the most? Well, I'm gonna have to use the formula from the movie Baby Boys and say that he loves Asia, or what was it, Brenda in real life in this scenario? The second one? Because
the second one.
Yeah, because just like in Baby Boy, he says, I lie to you because I care about your feelings. And I fuck on the other girl. So yeah. So
well, I guess in your scenario, I'm gonna go with Keisha, but in the real scenario, I'm gonna say Amanda because he told Amanda that there's Brenda. So I feel like, I guess in man logic or dude logic, this makes sense to y'all, but like he's afraid of losing Amanda more, therefore making her more important. Because you let her know, hey, there is somebody else, but he didn't give Brenda that option, So it's just like, oh, to Brenda is no respect. It's just probably sex or whatever, lust, doing what they do. But with Amanda, it's a little deeper, more complicated than that, because he did let her know, hey, there is somebody else, but I'm still with you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, still making this work. We're riding this together. I don't know how that relationship worked, because if I was Amanda, you told me something, you had a Brenda or Asia. No, that ain't flying over here. But for the sake of the scenario, that's what I think is going through this dude's mind. You know what I'm saying? So who does he love most? I'm gonna have to say Amanda. But I can see how people could say Brenda. I can see it, but I feel like I'm gonna take it to a female perspective and be like, look, he only loves himself because, he think he's slick, trying to play game. But he don't really care about either of them, because if you had, respect for either of these women, you wouldn't be dipping in and out of, the two relationships. You know what I'm saying? Who he loved the most? The streets.
Females love to say, y'all niggas play games, y'all da 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 whoop. But y'all be on the same game. The same game. And I'm gonna come with receipts. Because
I feel like when it comes from women, it's reactive versus men. It's just y'all started off, and women just do it as a reactive approach.
You cannot justify it. You can't justify it.
I'm not justifying it, but I ain't gonna let you sit up here and dog women, because I feel like
y'all try to justify it.
We know how men do, and y'all do dirt. So it's like the woman wants to be reactive and not get hurt. So she gonna do the same thing. She gonna play the same game that y'all playing. But it's only because y'all gonna play it first. Y'all tend to mess it up first. Messing up a good thing.
Y'all are justifying y'all reasoning. Like, y'all love to stick together. That's one thing I can't give y'all. Y'all don't stick together. I'm just gonna go with somebody that I know. I like to tell it like it is. Oh well. It was somebody, she was posting one dude on her social media. This her baby daddy, this, that, the third, this, that, and the third. Woo, woo, woo. Then one day I had her phone for some reason. And, her messages kept coming through. I wasn't trying to read them. I was trying to do whatever I had to do. But as they were getting kind of, interested. I read it. Okay, sue me. Should have had your thing where it just said iMessage. And basically the messages were not from the person that you just posted all the time. And, you know, I talked about it with her before I brought it to y'all. And basically what I got from that conversation was, yeah, I'm with this person, but I'm also sleeping with this person. But then y'all be the main one. And it's other people like that. It's a lot of y'all shiesty like that. It's a lot of y'all. But then y'all be the main one talking about us. But see, the thing is, men have a tendency of having their stuff sloppy, you know, condom in the pocket, you know, say the girl is Asia and not Uncle Tay. You know, it's just all kind of sloppy stuff. Y'all are a little bit more discreet and y'all sneaking around. And y'all go looking for stuff before the man goes looking for stuff because your brain is wondering, because it's active, because some of y'all are doing the same shit on the low. Because, you know, and we all know this one female, you know, when her birthday, one dude bought her hair, one dude bought her Ugg boots, one dude got her nails done. You know, she living that life. And it's just like, you know, but no one ever talks about her because, you know, she's just so bad. You know, she all that on social media. You know, so nobody ever talks about her. The one that gets talked about is a little ratchet looking one that's doing the same thing, you know, with 2 kids. And, you know, then she gets talked about. But, you know, when the guy does it, we're trash, we're not shit, we're this, we're that, we're da 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 da. And I'm just like, we just need to put in perspective that we're all the same. And when I say we, you know, the people choose me, love me, be like, well, I'm not like that, I'm not that type, da 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 da. We're all human, so we're all gonna be the same. Well, if you're loyal, oh well, you did something to somebody at some point. I'm just trying to get that one. If I am gonna step outside of my whoopee box, I'm gonna call the shit. They alone when they insecure. That's what it is. They don't want to be alone. I hate those people. I hate those people that feel like they can't be alone. They just gotta have somebody. I don't know why that bothers me.
So we gonna call them the anti-whoopiers, the anti-whoopies.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, their problem is.
Can you really call them the anti-whoopies? Because that means they are trying to get married and, you know, find that one and really want somebody under the same roof as them.
So the polar opposites of Whoopi, like, the anti-whoopers. Because, like, they
have to have somebody. Yeah, that is right. Because they just have to have somebody.
Yeah, they have to have somebody, like, and all that boils down to insecurity, you know, and it could be a multiple of roles that led them to being that way. You know, mommy issue, daddy issues, you know, abusive past relationships, you know, low self-esteem issues could also, you know, it's a multitude of reasons. But I kind of want to go back to I guess for the sake of the argument, I'll agree that women are very much on that. You know, they play games too, but I'm going to stand by my sense that I'm going to stand by my side that it is reactive because, you know, men are just, y'all messed up more. Like, it's just a fact, bro. Like you said, because I guess women are sneakier or whatever. Like, you know, my thing is cheating is only a thing because women and men choose to hop in relationships with people that, you know, aren't a right fit for you, you know, aren't in game for you. You know, and some people like to serial date. You know, some people just enjoy going on dates. Multiple people, entertaining people. You know, some people are dating for marriage. Some people don't date at all. They just mess around. That's also a problem because then, you know, there's no rules when you do stuff like that. And that creates a whole another set of problems because it's like, well, y'all ain't together for real. Y'all just mess around. So it's just like, you don't, you know, it's just like, it's no rule. I like to know, you know, where I stand, what's the, you know, what we got going on, title me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of a title. So it's just like, but some people, that's just not their nature. That's just not how they roll. All in all, getting back to Whoopi, that I think is admirable. I self-identify with it. I acknowledge it. And I think that if you can acknowledge it, you can work on it. Work on that path to changing it for yourself. So, you know, if you do want that marriage or that, you know, that typical lifestyle doing it in the typical order, then that can work for you. But to flip it, if you don't want it, or you just want it to happen in general, but no sense of, okay, it has to go in this sequence, then hey, it don't have to go that way. Life is life, and there's no handbook. There's no right or wrong way to figure out how to do it. And that's my piece.
Before we go, I want to ask you this. Are you, despite being in the state that you're in right now, are you the traditional type? Like you want the man to get on his knee and a grand gesture before, well, it don't have to be grand, but some proposal, or would you consider proposing to a man?
Hell no, I'm not proposing to nobody. No, I'm very much, I know I may seem like I'm not a traditional person, but that only goes for certain things. But I definitely have a few more traditional ways about me. And yes, he would definitely have to be getting on one knee and proposing. And please do not make it no grand gesture, because I do not like attention. I'm not that type of person. Some people like attention. I don't. I'm very much a behind the scenes girl. I like relax. If it's in a restaurant, not too crowded, boom, that's fine. If we're in the park, just taking a walk after we'd have left the restaurant, that's even better. But yeah, do not take me to no baseball game like they do in the movies and put it on the Megatron. Please do not. No. It's cute for other people, but for Sly, it's a no.
You got too many contingencies.
How? I'm actually making it easier on my future guy. I don't see how, most guys would be relieved. Whew, you don't have to put that much effort into it. Don't take me to Burger King and we in a car and you just pop the question. Nah, don't do that. But just make it normal. Don't do nothing elaborate. Yeah. But don't slumdog it either. Just in the middle. Meet me in the middle. Meet me halfway. Meet me at the altar.
Whopper used to be my chicken nugget.
And your white suit.
I could be a Whopper. You can be my chicken nugget. Damn.
But okay, before we go, let's flip the question back on you.
Oh, the answer is hell no. Please do not get on your knee and embarrass me. I will leave you standing there. Keep it going. Yeah, don't embarrass yourself. Because if I just said,
so let's go a little bit into why. Does that make you feel less of a man?
Yeah, you mean to tell me you finna? Of course, I gotta say yeah. Now it's a social media thing, and now I'm a meme, and now people retweet and share our engagement photo, talking about some. I knocked the ocean before I proposed to a man, and now I'm,
And it's the biggest thing of that month, and you end up on the year recap calendar on social media.
I'm right under.
You were October, sir. WWGD.
What would Whoopi Goldberg do? Leave you.
I like that. What a great way to sign off. So, to our listeners out there, let us know. How do y'all feel about Whoopi's lifestyle, her choice? How do y'all feel about relationship and marriage, the state it's in today? What do y'all feel about women and men? Who's wrong? Who's right? What do y'all feel about the whole 50-50 concept? We discussed a lot, That's a lot to recap on. So y'all think about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. You can follow us on Instagram at THEE Real Melting Pot. You can follow us on Twitter at The Melting Pot 16. You can follow us on Facebook at The Melting Pot Podcast. And follow us on our new YouTube channel. Be sure to like and subscribe at The Melting Pot Podcast. I'm your host, Sly.
I'm Cardi the Don.
And this has been The Melting Pot.
Yeah.